Welcome to the follow-up video to Sonic Mania. I had nothing but positive praise to say in the Sonic Mania vlog real quick. That was just... It actually just came off as fanboy gushing over how fantastic it was, but so I didn't want to ruin the vibe of that video by saying negative things, and I guess I really should address the elephant in the room as to why has it been 2 years since we had a Sonic game? Well, 2 years ago, Sonic was facing burnout. Yeah, just people... I hate to say this, but but the critics were kind of right. Okay, here's the issue that Sonic the Hedgehog was having. It started pretty much after the Dreamcast era and Sonic became a third-party character. Like, Sega seemed to just keep on pumping out massive quantities of Sonic games because I think they were relying on him to keep their company afloat. I know, like when you're a console producing company and all of a sudden you lose that, with how big a financial disaster the Dreamcast was, despite how great a system it was in its own right, yeah, I can understand. Now the first Sonic games that came out as third-party multi-platform releases, they were good. There was Sonic Heroes, which was released on the GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox, and Xbox. It was a good game. I mean, it had some really bad voice acting. The story got a little bit overly saccharine at some points, and the chaotic stages were very poorly realized, with being stealth and object finding missions without any kind of tip system or radar, and with a scoring system that was based on running through the levels fast and destroying things, two things which don't favor stealth or finding stuff in the levels. So, you know, they could have polished the chaotic levels, but overall, the rest of that game was still really good. Then they came, and on the portable front, Sonic was kicking ass. The Sonic Advance trilogy, which came out in the Game Boy Advance, was epic. Even the spin-off game, Sonic Battle, which was basically a fighting game, like, back then, that was the closest thing to a portable Smash Brothers that existed. It was also cool. It was different, but still great. But then, things went on, and it didn't really work out quite as well. When Shadow the Hedgehog came out, it seemed like they responded to how people said that Sonic Heroes was overly saccharine by making that game really dark. And at first, it was kind of amusing seeing Shadow going, "Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?" At first it was kind of funny, but then it kind of grew kind of irritating. When you turn 11 and you learn what dirty words actually mean, and then you just start to use them frivolously. That's kind of what Shadow the Hedgehog came across as. It was like some kid who's just starting puberty and was just learning what dirty words were, and not utilizing them properly, you know. And it didn't help that Shadow the Hedgehog kind of imported all the problems that Sonic Heroes had along with what was good. Because, although the Sonic-based gameplay still worked, you also had a whole bunch of missions that were like the chaotic levels, and they didn't have any improvements. That was a problem. And then 2006 came along, and the game that would pretty much sully Sonic's reputation for nearly a damn decade would come along. Sonic 2006. Now, Sonic 2006 was released on Sonic's 15th anniversary. It was a big deal, just like Sonic Adventure 2, which was released on the 10th anniversary, was. The problem is that they made a lot of compromises. Okay, what happened in 2006? Well, we had the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 coming out. So there was a big rush to get that game out as the big holiday release. it had to be released by the holiday season. It had to be released as a launch title for the 2 new consoles, and it had to meet the 15th anniversary. These are all things that contributed to that game being released way too damn early. Had they released it in 2007, and they had taken the time to polish out the errors and clean up the gameplay, fix the graphics, it actually could have been a pretty damn fantastic game. It could have been a spiritual Sonic Adventure 3. Unfortunately, because of that, Sega found themselves having to play damage control. They, every Sonic game they did that they tried to innovate, things didn't work out. The Storybook series, people were frustrated by the controls, and it never got the 3rd entry. Personally, I really liked Sonic and the Black Knight. It was one of my favorite games on the Wii, and I was really disappointed that they never made the third Storybook game. I would have liked to see it. It could have been, I think that they were playing around with it being like a film, like a noir thing, or Greek mythology, and that would have been fun. But no, people don't like fun. They like what they've seen before. And they made Sonic 4, which was, it was supposed to be like a classic game. Only problem is, when they showed a preview video, someone said, it looks like Sonic isn't accelerating fast enough in that clip. This was because they used an early animation that didn't have the proper foot movement yet, so it looked like he was moving wrong. And they took that to heart, and it kinda screwed up the game. They increased Sonic's acceleration curve so he could reach his top speed faster, but that kinda messed with the sense of physics. The friction in that game was turned up too much. You could stand on an almost vertical wall. If you weren't pushing forward, Sonic would stop too fast, the momentum was off. So Sonic 4, at least episode 1 of it, it was close to what people wanted, but I can see the flaws in it, which is unfortunate. Also, this was right on the cusp of, people were rediscovering nostalgic gaming, but, apparently we want the return of really cool-looking cartoony sprites rather than 3D models and classic-style gameplay. Who knew? Nobody in the late 2000s knew that much, I could tell you that. Yeah, so Sonic had spin-offs. There was the fantastic racing game Sonic Riders and its sequel Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, which is awesome, which everybody hated because it wasn't a carbon copy of Mario Kart. And then everybody hated Sonic Free Riders because it was a Kinect game and the Kinect is terrible. Then they made Sonic and All-Stars Racing and Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed, which were Sonic racers that actually were like Mario Kart, which better reviews, but nobody really cared all that much. Personally, I thought that the Sonic Riders games were pretty fantastic because of their uniqueness, and getting a game which is just like Sonic Kart. I mean, I like the originality, but I guess that's the thing. A lot of people continually get punished for originality these days. So yeah, the critics were saying this. What I said way back at the beginning, oversaturation. There are too many Sonic games, they're coming out too close together, there's not enough development time put into them, so their quality is just going to falter. And that was a very true statement. So they said that the best advice they could do was to tell Sonic to go away for a while. Sonic goes away, let the people miss him. Take the time to really develop the game and polish it so that it's super clean. And Sega finally took that advice a couple years ago. They kept the franchise fresh in people's minds by releasing a spin-off franchise of Sonic Boom. Of course, they were also covered because if Sonic Boom turned out to be a failure, they could always just throw up whoa, that's a spin-off, it's not the real thing, it's not actually tainting the real thing. Of course, Rise of Lyric was critically panned, and fans didn't like it much, but the other two games, Shattered Crystal and Fire and Ice, they were pretty good. I liked them. They were pretty cool. And the cartoon's awesome. So, good on you, Sonic Boom. You kept that torch lit for 2 years. But now the torch is ready to get passed back, and the proper Sonic universe has returned. Now, I can imagine it would have been very tempting to release this game a year ago to coincide with the 25th anniversary. That's totally a thing that they might have tried to do. But they said, you know what? No. The last time we rushed the game out to meet an anniversary, it led to the very thing that caused a downward spiral of the franchise that we were barely able to pull ourselves out of. So no, let's not do that. We'll take the extra time to really polish this up and make it the thing that the fans truly deserve. And that's what we got. So, congratulations, Sega. Sonic Mania is a massive success. The game looks great, plays great, it's just damn fantastic. Now let's see if you can keep this up, because I'm also really looking forward to Sonic Forces. Yeah, I may be a 31-year-old man-child who loves to indulge in nostalgia, but I still look to the future. I want to see new things. I want to see Sonic return to the 3D, the 3D thing, like Sonic Colors. That was good. So was Sonic Generations. Those games had 3D elements, and they were fantastic. Like, you can do 3D good. Oh well. At this point, I guess I'm starting to ramble again. But I'm just really happy to see the franchise return to form. That makes me really happy. And I hope it makes you happy too. Thank you for sharing my feelings. This is Wake Angel 2001 signing off.